Hey, Spuddies, PotatoMcWhiskey here, and welcome to Civilization 6, where we are having a bit of a quote-unquote tall game as Colombia. And we decided to go for a little cheeky war, because, you know, that's the kind of guy I am. I spot an opportunity. Your lands are looking submissive and invadable. I'm going to invade your submissive lands. That's just the kind of guy that I do be. Now, speaking of moving on in our lives and getting ready for the next step, I think our goal here is to get set up for a scientific victory. We could theoretically decide to go to war and kill all these players. However, that just seems like an awful lot of work at this point. We could sit, like, we've had a very interesting game. Like, China is getting his spaceports up. We could be doing the same. I think it would be a little bit more interesting if we decided to go the spaceport route. That's just my personal take. And so that's the way we're going to be going. Now, we don't need to get our spaceports yet, because the big block on winning a science victory isn't actually like building the spaceport and doing the projects. It's getting enough science. So I think, depending on, okay, so we're freshly in this era and we're researching rifling. I think we can actually get started on rocketry now, and we'll pretty soon be actually placing down those spaceports. I think that's a reasonable thing to do. Now, our goal here with a lot of our spies is just to get them leveled up. I do need another spy. I have one under construction, and we're entering into the modern era. Oh, that was right now. Huh, what was that? That was weird. I'm not gonna, you know what? I'm not gonna question it. I'm not gonna question it. That was very odd that the modern era thing popped up. How weird. Alrighty, I would like spies to be better at stealing gold. Well, stealing gold wouldn't go well for me. I mean, I'm actually kind of okay if the stealing gold thing is banned. But you know what would really help as well? Disrupting rocketry at a higher level, because then I could disrupt my neighbors. Let's pass World's Fair. I don't care who gets diplomatic victory points. And then I would like great scientists to be doubled, actually. That would be kind of neat. Alrighty, so disrupt rocketry works better, and great people for great scientists works better. Excellent. And I will definitely be leading in the great scientist front very, very soon, purely off the back of this nuclear program card that I'm going to be picking up very, very soon. But we're getting to work on all of our libraries, and that's kind of like the main goal here, is get our research labs, get our libraries, get our universities, just get all those science yields. I do have a couple of military engineers running around building railroads, but that's not important. That's kind of like busy work, right? Now, we do want to keep getting archaeologists and extracting artifacts, because that will give us a little bit of era score, and that little bit of era score translates into a lot of era score over a long enough time period. I do think it makes sense, actually, to put a few haciendas over here. This is a great spot for it, and I'm looking forward to getting rapid deployment. That's going to give me a huge upgrade to my it's going to give me a big upgrade to my haciendas. All right, where can I send this archaeologist? It looks like a lot of the great work thingies have been taken, unfortunately. There were a lot to my east, so I'll send him over there to get to work on that. And I'd love the railroad, just yeeting him across the world. Let's go ahead and I meant to set all of my scouts on auto explore, because I no longer get amenities from garrisoned units. So I'll just like auto explore all of them. I have no other use for them as it stands. They may as well go be useful. Somehow find a use. Brilliant. We stole some more gold. We got the library, university next. I do want to get the Royal Society. However, I think I would like to get the research lab first. In terms of power, we are burning a decent amount of coal, but we have a lot of coal in the bank. Cumana isn't powered, neither is Tver, unfortunately. But Popayan should power most of the city, so we'll get our third power plant up very, very soon. We got our art museum in Quito. Let's get the research labs. It's time to power hard for the late game. We did get a spy up here, and I think I want to be looking for some spaceports. Well, you know what? I will settle for commercial hubs to level up on. Let's have a look around. Heidelberg is worth 700 gold. So we're stealing from Germany, which it works fine for me. More research labs. More and more research labs. Let's build a camp over here. The city could use some good tiles. In fact, the city just needs tile improvements in general. I have a lot of gold banked, but I'm not sure what I want that gold to be banked for. I think I will purchase a spaceport in Guayaquil and build one in Bogota. That might be the route that I decide to go. Germany might do open borders with me here, and that would allow me to get through their city and grab myself another artifact, because there is an artifact on the other side of Hamburg that I would like to get access to. Excellent. More great work. We're starting to fill up these artifacts, which is really, really good. There is a city here. Moscow actually has an artifact museum. It does not have an archaeologist. I'll go ahead and just purchase that guy because remember, that's just a way for me to like convert my gold into a pretty significant advantage actually. I'm tempted to surround this T with haciendas. Would I prefer a hacienda or a lumber mill? Honestly, it's hard to tell. But I am kind of tempted to also like just keep making haciendas here. I just go genuinely a little bit wild with them. I don't know, that just seems like a fun idea is to just have a million haciendas. Also, this tile has so much food, it's insane. Manuel in London is stealing gold. Thank you, good job, Manuel. Appreciate you. We have a huge amount of gold banked. I think we'll be able to buy a power plant in Popayan. That'll be ideal. We pop into Popayan. Grab ourselves... Oh, we never built the workshop. Let's purchase the workshop. We'll purchase the factory. And then I don't quite have enough for the coal power plant. So maybe we'll see if we can sell some stuff off here. How about that? Any gold in the tank? No, I'd have to sell off a little bit more stuff. How about some Diplo favor? Maybe a bit of coal, some of these things. Any takers? There we go. That's perfect. Now we can buy the coal power plant. And now this area should be powered as well next turn. In fact, this entire area is hit by this power plant. So we should be seeing much higher production numbers over here. Let's get the campus going. We've also got a meeting house over here. Let's get the industrial zone here. We probably don't need that industrial zone. We're better off doing something else. You're well constructed. How about a neighborhood instead? Get that food market because you're struggling for food. All right, I got to find more artifacts to extract. Well, there's one over here I can grab real quick. Unless Germany gets to it first, because they do have, there are other, other people do make archaeologists, so that's something you have to consider. My science is booming, however. We're up to 353. We will soon, I would say we'll easily pass the 400 mark this episode. Very, very easily. In terms of science, an unmet player is launching the Earth satellite and does have satellites research. So it is a bit of a close race here, actually, believe it or not. But I do think that I'll be able to manage quite well. There's the stock exchange. Let's get the research lab. You got your food market in Smolensk, so you'll grow now quite rapidly, thankfully. You are powered as well. That's good news. Do I want to do anything else in here? Is there any empire-wide infrastructure? I guess I could grab myself another military engineer to do more railroads. How is the flooding? World flooding is going. I need to double check here. Let's have a look at the settler map mode. Are there any of my districts that are under threat? There is a few important districts that are under threat, which does mean that we actually want to rush for computers here, and a few military engineers would help out that. Monument. Let's buy the monument. Let's buy the granary. We won't buy the arena. We will work on the arena to help with the amenities. My amenities are in pretty good shape, right? Every single city of mine is at least happy, which is honestly a great spot to be in because that means my empire is 10% more effective than it should be. So that's a pretty nice step up there. Germany beat me to that artifact, unfortunately. I will be able to yoink this one over here. And this one over here, yoink, yoinky, yoink. Thank you very much. He wants to buy my great work of music. I guess I'll do that trade because I do have another charge on that musician. So I could get another work of music. Very nice. First Civic from a new era. We just picked up professional sports. This has unlocked theater square adjacency and extra amenities. We'll be able to get our stadiums up soon, as well as the Estadio de Maracanã, which we do want because it's an insane amount of amenities. So let's renew our mission to defend this. Then we'll come in here. We'll make another great work. I need to move this to there. And then I'll make the great work. There we go. Continuing to build the cute little railroad that I'm making across my empire. We were going to make a stadium. Can I purchase the stadium? I would need a little bit more gold. Is there anything I could sell? There we go. So if I go ahead and purchase this stadium, boom, that pushed one city up into the ecstatic threshold. But importantly, it gets me closer and closer to the Estadio de Maracanã. I'm kind of tempted to go for the Estadio here. Can I put it on a floodplain is my question. I can put it on a floodplain. Let's get it started. Any great engineers? No, not really. Well, we could grab Nikola Tesla. Buildings provide +2 production and they reach 3 tiles farther. Could be useful over here maybe. 1, 2, 3. It would hit Cumana. Extract another artifact. So I don't think it's really worth it here. Once you hit around turn 200, it's kind of hard to justify settling more cities unless it's specifically like you're the Aztec and you want more luxuries, or there's some very, very specific reason you're doing it. Okay, all of these guys have been caught by like a horde. I mean, a horde of enemy boats here, barbarian boats in the water, which is neat. Hopefully they don't kill me. Go back to auto exploring, run this way. More research labs finishing. We're up to 448 science. We do need to continue to build our relationships with these guys. I need to get another 2 envoys with Taruga. Are there any envoys in the culture tree? I could grab naval tradition. I'll grab opera and ballet. That's 2 envoys. Then I'll finish nuclear program. So that will give me a significant amount of science doing this order. I don't know if Guayaquil has a neighborhood yet. You could justify a neighborhood here. You could also justify an entertainment complex, just the entertainment complex itself, and then the arena will give me 3 local amenities. But I would rather maybe go for the entertainment, the neighborhood first. Neighborhood first. Spend a little bit of time getting those amenities up. Because remember, positive amenities scales your entire city's yields if you can get them high enough. We got the Ferris wheel in here. Let's get the aquarium. There's yet more amenities. All right. We got the research lab in Nizhny Novgorod. I don't know. Did this city build a neighborhood? It doesn't look like it, so we could get one. I'll just pop it down. Like a +4 neighborhood is fine. What do we got here? We got research labs. Yes, please. And just, it's kind of like, it's a whole process of just kind of, following the decisions that we've already kind of made. We can make research labs. Ooh, trade with Samarkand. That's 6 food, 6 production. Although I would rather do that from Bogota because that would theoretically also speed up the Estadio. Speaking of which, no, I have no more traders. I've maxed out on my traders. Another artifact, thank you. We're already halfway to a normal age, which is good progress. There's the research lab in Panama. Do we want the stock exchange? Stock exchanges are good. Yeah, sure, we'll get the stock exchange. I mean, it's an absurd amount of gold. It gives my economy such power, such poise, such incredible ability. I'm being denounced by Australia, who I think turned out to be the last guy who actually managed to pull off the space race ahead of me slightly. There's opera and ballet. That's 2 extra envoys. We can come in here. We can put 2 points into Taruga. We'll go from 466 science per turn to 483 science per turn. That's a significant little bit of a jump. We'll go ahead and grab this great artist. One trick with great artists is to put their works of art in different cities, so you don't have to move them around. Library time, yes, please. We did get the food market in Verona's, which is what we wanted because the city needed a food market to continue to grow because it's a little bit light on food. It's a little bit light on tiles to work as well, so we have to keep things above board as best as we can. Another hacienda. I love this carpet of haciendas. It's really, really nice. I can't wait to see this like truly pop off later. Yeah, I really like the Grand Colombian economic play style. It's very, very interesting. Strangely enough, there's Samarkand. Okay, perfect. And has the dam in this city been built? It has. I'm looking forward to getting hydroelectrics. That'll lower my demand for coal right now. I'm burning an insane amount of coal, and the amount of coal that I'm going to continue to burn will go up, which is worrying. So I am going to want to think about how am I going to get renewable technology to bring down my energy demand and maybe switch to oil power or maybe even nuclear power in the late game. Oil power is a definite possibility after we go for computers. So all these things we need to be considering and thinking and flowing about. Looks like all of the artifacts have been yoinked except for these ones over here on the east. So I'm hoping... he wants his spy back. I don't ever give your spies back to the AI. Just don't give them back. There's no point. You've basically taken away an asset from them permanently. There's no reason to ever give them back. Perfect. There's money and more money. So we're stealing gold at an incredibly efficient rate. Speaking of stealing gold, I could probably buy districts in here. Like, why wouldn't I just buy an entertainment complex and push this city upwards in terms of amenities into the happy phase? Now 4 cities are actually in ecstatic, which is ideal as far as I'm concerned. Let's finish that neighborhood and buy an arena. The city now has +7 amenities, which means it's like absurdly powerful. We got a military engineer here. Continue to build little railroads around. This is definitely a stadium city, so I'll go ahead and purchase that stadium. No more cities went up into happiness. It's kind of odd. It may be worth it here to plug in an amenity card. I wonder if the sports media card, is that AoE? Let's drop colonial taxes and plug in sports media. And now 8 cities are ecstatic. Okay, so half my empire is ecstatic, which is perfect. So it looks like that AoE kicked in a little bit better. And so we have an encampment, we have an entertainment complex. We're probably missing a campus here. Just pop a campus on any old tile. continuing to get my, repairing, getting my universities up. I don't think I need broadcast centers. That's just like a bit expensive, but I can definitely make use of banks. Does the city have a neighborhood? It does not have a neighborhood, so we could justify it for yet more amenities and gold. The spy has leveled up. Counter spying is a great one, because my goal is to actually level up my spies for defending my spaceports here. That's actually the goal, is to be able to attack enemy spaceports and defend my own. Because spies are your main diplomatic weapon in that endeavor. Now, I won't be able to attack China because I'm allies with them, with spies, but that's fine. Oh, yes, meeting city-states, meeting White Cliffs of Dover. This is perfect. We found Venice. We're going to want to build a relationship with Venice. Checking envoy quests, actually, something I've kind of forgotten to do. Yeah, I often don't check this very often because some of them can be quite hard to achieve, but some of them can be easy enough. Yes, continue to steal gold. So I'm now officially top science, and now I also have access to the Science Foundations card. I am going to want to plug that in. What do I want to take out? This is the hard thing. I think I can lose 5-year plan. I would rather have more amenities because the amount of amenities you get from that is insane. And I'll plug in Science Foundations. There's so many amazing cards right now. It's so hard to choose. But I think I'm going for a very, very big, tall city amenity build. So I think that works best for me, because with the addition of some changes to my empire, 15 of my 16 cities are ecstatic, which means they get a 20% yield boost. Let's see if we can keep that going by getting shopping malls. We're going to want conservation as well, because we'd like to plant a few forests, and we also want the envoys. In terms of claiming great people, another writer. Again, this is just a great passive way to keep our culture increasing. We have the food market as an option. I don't think we want it. We don't want the zoo or the stadium. We're going to leave those as is. And what this city can do at its time is actually quite limited. It's working almost every tile. It has a huge food surplus, and it's only not working the specialist district slots. So if I were to look at this city and decide what to do next, it would probably be prepare for some sort of military intervention. I could start making builders and military engineers for preparing for the late game. I think I'll do military engineers. Well, let me think about this. Alternatively, let's see, is there a great person I really want? I mean, it's good to just get scientific people, maximize for science here. I'm going to prioritize science over other things so that we work our campus specialists. This city is just good on food. And then I guess we can run campus research grants for a little while. So I need to start doing that in all of my cities that have research labs finished, is kind of going through. Some of them I'm not going to do them in because they're a little bit low in population, right? There's a little bit of starvation going on. Prioritize food in here. This city will probably want more growth. The problem is the city just doesn't have good growth locations, places to put down growth. Let's put another point into Samarkand. We'll put a point into Venice because that's worth a little bit of gold. We'll hold on to our other points. Ooh, I'll grab back suzerainty of Nanmadol. I want to be fighting for a suzerainty of as many city-states as possible, because we're getting close to the point where we could plug in things like International Space Agency and collective activism, both of which are very, very important for late game power. Gentle eruption, destroying my campuses again. My troops are merely passing by. I don't know why he's nervous about scouts being on his border. It's a little bit weird. Oil power plant is a possibility here. We do want hydroelectric dams, and we have access to capitalism now, giving us laissez-faire and market economy. Mostly we want this for shopping malls because that's worth 4 gold and 2 amenities per city within neighborhood, which is a pretty valuable use case. Let's grab the aquatic center. Our amenities are maxed out. We're churning at maximum capacity. Now, if I look at the city of Cali, what if I focus on food and this? No. Okay, so you're going to want a neighborhood with a food market. I can't buy it. I would like to buy it just to make the city's life a little bit easier. How about, anyone want some strategics? Can I afford it now? I can. Boom. This city is now a little bit better fed. I need to get more food into this city, really. Let me have a look. Maybe I could steal a farm from here and then put a farm here. I think that is the way to do it. So remind myself to put a farm there. That'll give this city a little bit of a boost when it comes to production. Right, we got our research lab in here. You're good for food. You got 46 food surplus. You can focus on science. And we would like you to also build a hydroelectric dam because that'll lower our power need. You're consuming 3 power. We got a neighborhood in Nizhny Novgorod. We have a fully built campus. Let's focus on science to make sure that we're working that campus slot at all maximum capacity. Then we'll come down and we'll build the shopping mall so we have a good headroom when it comes to amenities. You want to have amenity headroom so that you can continue to grow your cities without running out. So if I take a look at this city, I've got a campus, I've got a commercial hub. The only thing I'm really missing is a theater square, but at this point in the game, does that even make sense? I think I'll just grab a quick builder in there. And the reason I don't think it makes sense is because we're getting close to the end of the game, or we're getting close to the end of the tech tree. Like the amount of science, like if I were to build a theater square right now, sure, it would increase my culture rate, but is that going to have a significant impact on the outcome of the game? Now, where did this come from? It looks like we're having some independence flips. Let's get this man-at-arms down here. Where are my Lienero? Here's a Lienero, and they can make it almost all the way across my empire in a single turn, by the way, thanks to railroads. That is the power of railroads and high mobility, by the way. I built a railroad through the center of my empire, and a Lienero literally traversed my entire empire to fight this guy. Railroad.com. Let's go ahead and grab Simon Bolivar. An artifact from myself, as it were. Line infantry is going to pillage because, of course, it disappeared. What? This line infantry just got Thanos out of existence somehow, and I'm very confused. What happened? Okay. Any luxuries to buy? Oh, yes, please. I'll buy all of your luxuries. Thank you. And we just picked up what? We picked up conservation, so we can plant woods now, if we so choose. We've access to suffrage. We can go to Cold War. We don't need the envoys from this. I think I would like globalization now. That does require 2 airports. Build an aerodrome or airstrip on a foreign continent. We could do that. Hold on. Let's get an aerodrome right there. Let's go ahead and purchase the aerodrome in here with gold. First things first, can I purchase a builder? No, I can do that next turn and send it over here. Okay, I'm very, very confused about Sheffield sending me a random guy. So yeah, I want to build an aerodrome on a foreign continent. That'll work out well. We got our bank. Let's get our stock exchange. Stock exchanges, I think, are worth it. We could drop our harbor. Hello, another trade route, please. Yes, I will take that. We've got 3 envoys in the bank. Our choice to do with them. Let's go ahead and take Geneva's suzerainty. That's a huge science boost. And we'll also take Taruga's suzerainty. That's a smaller science boost. So whenever we're suzerain of 2 more city-states, which is giving us a nice little boost there. A happy little boost, one might say. Happy little trees, happy little boosts. Emily Dickinson has built me some great work. Thank you so much, Emily. I appreciate you. You've helped me out tremendously. A little bit of coal unimproved in my empire that I could fix. There's flood barriers. Now, that's important because the flooding is happening soon. We are going to want a flood barrier in here as a priority. Let's go through all of our cities and look for where the flood barriers make sense. I don't like losing tiles to floods. It's just it's not my style. So I'll go around, I'll prioritize flood barriers wherever it makes sense. Oh, there was one. Hello. There we go. I'll finish that research lab first. And I think that's all of the flood barriers that I need to build. Oh, wait. Let's go ahead and grab rocketry. I will buy a builder. Boom. We got our research lab in Quito. Definitely want the stadium. 10 turns for that stadium. I may as well slow build it. It's okay because we have amenities right now. So we're pretty happy with how we stand. Research lab. Hello. Quito, you are working that campus spot. Thank you. I'm happy for that. Most of the times your cities will actually work the campus spots without needing to be prompted. But it can be a good idea just to make sure. That's happening. Trying to make sure all my cities are connected to the rail network. So I can move people around. Now, I am using up a little bit more coal than I should be, but hey, look, sometimes you got to break some eggs. You got to break some eggs to make an empire omelet. And, I'm a big fan of empire omelets. Jesus, I do not want Sarah Breedlove. Excuse me. Is there literally any other great merchant going who does not give tourism? I could not care about tourism right now, even though I actually have probably like the top tourism in the game right now, right? Let me have a look here. Yeah, realistically, I'm doing well. Tourism wise, but it's not the route that I want to go. Yeah, I will begrudgingly pass upon her and let someone else take her. The things people say in the nightclub, and we can move on with our lives. Also, things people say in nightclubs. You should build an entertainment complex. Yes. Wait. Polyside campus. Oh, you're missing a commercial hub. Hello. Get that first, of course. Naturally, we need those trade routes. We need that gold. We need that delicious, delicious amenities too. Don't forget we're getting amenities from Muscat by being Suzerain of Muscat. Venice is less interesting. So we got a 4-charge builder to head over here to Cali. I need to do like a little chopping here to get this airdrome done a little bit quicker because I want to get this boost for rapid deployment because rapid deployment is actually an important tech for me. And then I need to build 2 airports. And airports are kind of an important tech for me too because I want... this, right, advanced flight is researched. Come in here. The 20-turn spaceport. It could also be a 10-turn spaceport if I spend the gold on it. So I think that's what I'll do. Instead, what I will do is I will build an aerodrome. This tile right there. Erwin Schrödinger, I'm going to pass. Mary Leakey. Why am I getting all of the tourism ones? Why can't I pass twice in a row? That is annoying as hell. It's annoying that you can't pass twice in a row. I'm just going to say it. It's really annoying. Not that she's like useless. Tourism is not how I was planning to win here, okay? All right, we're working science. We definitely need a builder in here real quick. Get that coal improved and put down that. Did I ever build the Taj Mahal? Did I just forget to build the Taj Mahal here? Oh my God. I actually just forgot. Incredible gameplay here. Unmatched, unbeaten, unseen ability here to manage your empire. You know what I also need? I actually need to do some... To manage my amenities, I'm going to need some ski resorts, but I don't remember what they look like. There they are. I think I can pop down a few ski resorts in my empire. So let's look for mountains where we can put ski resorts. There's a ski resort there. Yes, 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 yes. Because don't forget, ski resorts are worth amenities. If I could show you that. Provides +4 tourism and provides an amenity. So... extra amenities, right? Remember, we've got 16 happy cities, so why wouldn't we want our cities to continue to be happy? We're going to chop here. That'll finish the airport, boosting rapid deployment. Then we want to sell as many resources as humanly possible to make as much money as possible. So let's put everything on the table to be sold. Get as much raw gold. Not much raw gold on the go, unfortunately. 600 gold per turn is not quite enough. Could I change my government around? Probably isn't worth it. I guess I could maybe purchase the airports. It feels bad, man. Yeah, I'll purchase the airports and I'll just hard build my spaceports. Looking forward to the Estadio. It's very, very close. Estadio de Maracana. Oh, Japan is attacking Johannesburg. I'm not okay with that. How do I tell him, stop attacking my city-states? Like, I want to tell him to leave this alone. Theoretically, can I declare a protectorate war? It depends on if they're actually going to kill Johannesburg. Because they might just like actually raise the city, which I'm not okay with. So I'm going to go ahead and denounce Japan. We have computers. We don't need moon landing yet. I think I'm going to pick up oil here and go for my own tanks. Briefly. Got a shopping mall in here. We're working great science. We have serious amenity overhead. Remember, you need 1 amenity for every 2 population. So having a little bit of extra amenities is actually really, really good. Let's get another spy. Continue to spy. I'm going to need to bring my Llaneros over. I think Llaneros can't really fight tanks. So we're going to have to make this work, upgrade them into tanks. But that's okay. Make a tunnel, get a little bit of aero score, absolutely worth it. We got our neighborhood in here. Let's go ahead and build a food market because we need that city to continue to grow. We're chopping. Well, actually, I need to research. I have airports now, so that's good. I'm hoping Japan gets the idea here from my denouncing him that I'm not okay with him attacking that city. He might not get the idea. If he doesn't get the idea, it's not my fault. I'll just have to go to war with him. I'll have to kill him. Continuing to hit the city. They are fighting back very gently, unfortunately. But those cities can crumble deceptively quickly. So Panama has fully rebuilt. Well, I mean, that mine is still broken, but, you know, what are you going to do about it? I don't think it makes sense to get a spaceport in here. I think we can do campus research grants now. My science is kind of popping off now to a degree where I actually should start running spaceport projects. It's a little bit of a problem that I haven't. I'm very, very late to the game because I'm doing things like Stadio. But, you know, yeah, sometimes you got to get the Estadio, you know? Sometimes you got to break some eggs. And sometimes you're the egg that's getting broken. Have a think about that one. You know, sometimes you're breaking yourself. Let's go ahead and get some cash. Continue to steal. You actually leveled up steel technology at a higher level. Perfect. Moon landing is going here from China. I don't like that. China got there real quick. Refining is popping off. Perfect. We have access to oil. We do. Now, how much oil did we find? We found an oil over here. We found an oil over here. And we have an oil underneath the district. That's perfect. Any oil like on the edge of my empire that I could maybe purchase? I guess the best way to do that is to do a little bit of an oil search. Lots of oil over here, unfortunately. So we'll want a builder over here to get that oil improved. It's not like we need a lot of oil. We just need enough to upgrade into tanks. So let's grab combustion. We want to be ready to go to war. Aerodrome, hangar. Honestly, I think at this point, having thought about it, this hangar is less important to me than getting the spaceport ASAP. So we're going to go ahead and go back and do a campus research grant. And then once we have tanks, we're going to go straight for satellites. I think that's the play. Get a little bit more coal because we're burning through our coal very, very quickly, like we talked about. Chop here. Don't think we need the airport in here anymore. I think we're giving up on the airport dream and instead we're going on the commercial hub investment dream to get our gold up slightly. Major flood. It looks like a city has flipped to me and I got some nice things finished here. Yeah, it looks like we got access to Sheffield. We may as well keep it, I guess. It's a free city. It has like districts that we like. These are not bad districts. Wow, the AI just really does not like building the city center buildings. We got a campus research grant done in here. I don't quite have enough money for the buy a spaceport. Maybe I can do it now. Hold on. Purchase spaceport. Where are we placing it? I guess I could put it on the floodplain. That's fine. Yeah, floodplain is fine. Because I need to get this aluminium up as well. Speaking of aluminium, I actually should totally do a search for it inside my empire. I have one copy? Oh, that's bad. Yeah, we're going to be burning a lot of electricity here, so hopefully we hit uranium. So we can start launching the Earth satellite, and we will. We'll use our gold on nothing. I'll probably get some builders soon. What we really need now is to get the Royal Society after the Estadio. I also need to get my research lab in here, so I'll go Estadio, Royal Society, Research Lab. Barinas needs to go back and start getting builders, and I need to plug in the builder policy cards soon. Research Lab in Papayan. Let's get the hydroelectric dam to shave off a little bit of a power demand from our empire. So I can declare a protectorate war now, but I'm just waiting for combustion. Meteor shower. There's Estadio. Perfect. And we have access to steel, so we have city defenses now, so the counterattack will be quite weak. Let's get the aluminium online. We're up to maxed out 17 ecstatic cities, okay? You've never seen yields like this in your life, okay? Look at this. 60% science modifier. I don't even have Kilwa this game. I never built Kilwa. I think someone else built Kilwa over here. If I had Kilwa this game, my science would be even more insane. I didn't go coastally, so I didn't really get a Kilwa. So, that's life. Yeah, but like just think about that. Really, like really think about how insane this game has been for me. Super satisfying to play. Very, very cerebral, one might say. Okay, one turn until tanks, and then the turn after that, we can attack and clear this out. It's a protectorate war, so it should be, it shouldn't be looked down upon in the world stage. There's combustion and supply convoys. Rapid deployment. Rapid deployment is a big moment here for us because now every single one of these haciendas, they get +1 production from adjacent haciendas, as do my plantations. Look at these plantations. Oh my God. Look at them. Look at these plantations, bro. This is yields right here, okay? You may not like it, but this is what peak performance looks like. Look at this. Everywhere there's like yields. These are incredible tiles. This is like a not so great one over here. I mean, I guess we could fit another hacienda in there. It'd be kind of cute. Look at this. Look at this. Look at it. Look at it. That's why I like playing Gran Colombia, because you could do fun things like that. You get to play around with high yields. Let's go for globalization. We want that science. We got our hydroelectric dam in Moscow. We are working science. We would like this city to, in all honesty, campus research grants are the best thing to do in this city. There's nothing better I needed to do, and it's the same here in Nizhny Novgorod. I mean, theoretically, I could get a spaceport in 16 turns, and I may as well. It's a spaceport city, for sure. If you hit 80 to 100 production, it can be a spaceport city. St. Petersburg needs to get its bank online. And we just want to build banks because banks are worth money. And now we do want to start thinking about bringing our spies home from their international adventures abroad to consider changing things up. Now I'm tempted to retcon this city towards haciendas around this cotton resource, and I think I might do that with some builders because it would upgrade the city. It would downgrade the cities. Well, do I have a neighborhood? I don't have a neighborhood in here. I could go for a food-based neighborhood. This city has 11 amenities, okay? Like, it could go for a food neighborhood. Like, I pop this here. Boom, boom. Where's your spaceport going? That's the critical question. There is fine. Taj Mahal neighborhood, spaceport in that order. Working on lots of good things. Plant some forests down. Oh yeah, right. Upgrade tanks. Why can you not upgrade to tanks? Because you're light cavalry. Well, that makes things annoying. I guess I'll buy some fighters. Fighters will do the jobs. Fortified Lineros should be able to hold. I just need like a little more gold so I can buy a second fighter. 250 more gold. I can buy another one next turn. Let's get the war. Well, I'll do... Can I get a little more gold, please? Any gold sellers? Oh, yes. I just need like a tiny bit more. Come on, I'm so close. What if I sold a Great Work of Writing? There we go. Okay. Great Work of Writing. Think of Great Works as like, banked gold. So now we have 2 fighters. We should be able to deal with this next turn. Fighters are, by the way, insane against ground vehicles, particularly tanks. Like, ridiculous. So good. They're the ranged units of the modern era. Another spy completed. I'll send you to Berlin. Just, again, to level up. When I level our spies up. The Bermuda Triangle in this game at this time of year. Go into it. I need you to go into it. Look, it's emotionally important to me that I know where this Bermuda Triangle goes. Moderate flood. Okay. Renew the mission on the government plaza. Go into the Bermuda. Did you appear over here? Possibly. We could grab Nikola Tesla. I'm going to pass on Nikola Tesla in the hope that there might be a better one. There wasn't. I'm just going to take this guy. There's the guy, Robert Goddard. Now, he's who I want. Unfortunately, I skipped an okay great engineer there for a kind of worse one, which doesn't feel the most amazing. Japan. We are going to declare a protectorate war. We are protecting our city-state. You have declared war. You have been kicked out of the borders. Get absolutely shreked. Airplane, attack. Airplane, attack. All these guys are fortified. There is no escape for you, Japan. My goal is to defend and nothing else. Military engineer. I can teleport the military engineer over here next turn. Or the military, great general, rather, is what I'm trying to say. Not military engineer. Two entirely separate things. Similar, but separate. Finally getting some chops in for the Earth satellite. So they're still hitting Johannesburg. But I do have airplanes to defend now. There's our first space age technology. We have moon landing, okay, and space race. We do want integrated space cell here. That's going to give me a 15% production boost towards space race projects if it has a military academy or a seaport. We're also going to want public works, but I think we can live without public works actually because the rest of these cards just give so much value until all the scientists are gone. We could just make do with the fact that we have low charge builders being fed into these space race projects. Let me grab my airplanes. No, don't declare war on the city-state that I'm protecting. Attack him again, and hopefully he will get killed. I would like to pick up uranium. In particular, I'm also looking to head towards the Mars program. That's like ideal, so we're going to rush that direction. Any advanced fighters? I could go for jet fighters, but it'll be fine the way it is. We got our flood barriers up. That's fantastic. Is this a food market or a shopping mall city? This city has an insane amount of amenities. Let's go for the food market. Another stadium finished. We're sitting very, 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 very pretty here. It could be okay for me to pick up a dam in the city just to have a little bit more electricity because we are burning through coal at a rate that is absurd. I think in Popayan, we'll convert to oil over here. Yeah, we'll convert to oil. We'll get this oil up over here soon. Great engineer wise, +1 appeal to any tile it owns. Not very useful. Just drop it anywhere. Doesn't matter. But we're definitely like in the deep late game now. And the deep late game is where all the fun happens. Because our empire is churning along fully. And a lot of our decision making are like really small, like subtle things. Like, where do I put this unit? Oh, the ice has melted enough for me to get my galleys out. Hey, go explore, finally. These galley crews have been sitting here for thousands of years with nowhere to go. And then finally the ice melts and they're like, freedom! We explore an already explored ocean. teleport this great general over here. Perfecto. Perfecto, perfecto, perfecto. So I'm hoping this unit doesn't heal. It probably will heal. Whoa, where are you going? Excuse me. He'll get shot by a city. I need to get a ranged unit first. Can I use my gold to buy a machine gunner? Buy a field cannon. That works. That'll give me the damage I need. Boom, boom. He's now dead. He only took small chunks of damage, but he is dead now. Airplane attack. And grab ourselves another airplane attack. Boom, boom, boom. Airplanes are leveling. Research lab activate. I guess I can go for grants and then space initiative in the capital eventually. So the nice thing about being so high in population is that we are putting huge pressure. We might be able to liberate Gandhi here. If we reject the city and then kill it, we could liberate it, which would be quite useful in the late game. How's the science race going? Looks like a couple people are getting their satellites going. But we're still way, way ahead. We're up to 700 science per turn. The closest AI is 448. So we've hit our exponential ramp. So I'm not concerned at this juncture in time. I'm not worried. Giga Chad. I was never worried. I am burning a lot of coal, which I'm not happy about. Although we are finishing some hydroelectric dams, which might, just take the edge off that coal consumption. There's uranium. Okay, cool. Now I hope I found there's some uranium here. So let's make sure we get a mine on that. There's uranium here. We have that one. Okay, uranium there. Uranium there and uranium there. Okay, so we have two uraniums that we need to get improved. So that could be done pretty easily thanks to the old railroads, making it easy to get around. Eureka for all information era technologies. That's actually pretty based here. That's a lot of science. Yoink. Now, Stephanie Kwolek is also very important here for us. But this is like a huge amount of science I'm just about to get. Like, you think about these technologies here, right? All these info era techs, those are 2000, 2000, 2000, 2500, 2500. 40% of all of this science now is just going to be boom. Boom, 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 right? That's a huge amount of science I just picked up right there. Beautiful, in fact. I'll go for stock exchange and then campus research grants. Research lab done in here. The city needs a commercial hub. I don't have a good spot for a commercial hub, sadly, so I'll just pop one here. Escape on foot. No, he was captured in Heidelberg. I want my spy back. Oh, Germany has to denounce me before he'll give me my spy back, of course. Yeah, I can't promise that I won't steal stuff from you anymore. Listen, it's a necessary part of diplomacy that spies watch each other. There you go, you get our spy back. The AI will always give you your spy back, basically. So you just send them straight back to Heidelberg. Hey, aren't you a spy working for the Grand Colombians? No. That was my brother. Wait, what is the spy I just sent there? It was my brother Blanuel. I'm Manuel. Okay, let's go ahead and deploy these fighters over this area so we can get a better vision on what those cheeky little Japanese tanks are doing. Oh, whoa, Japanese senpai, what are you doing with those tanks? You're invading my city-state. Would it be oh, whoa, Japan senpai? I'm not sure. Who knows? The important thing is he's doing something I don't like. The city's getting dangerously low, but I do have potentially aircraft now to deal with it. This is a weak tank. Launch Earth satellite. Perfect. We have revealed the world. All city-states knowledge now belongs to us. And it looks like, man, look at this. This is a Kree empire here. They have expanded quite a lot. Their land quality looks pretty weak and their tile improvements look pretty weak, but they do have pretty good land, in terms of mass. A bit of a weird Australia build here, actually. Only got 1, 2, 3 coastal cities as Australia. Oh man, if I was playing Australia, I would have been hitting every single one of these coastal tiles. Also, the world has started to flood, and this city just got hit hard by the flooding, dude. Oh my god. The water park isn't attached to land anymore. How do you get to it? You have to get a ferry to the water park. That's incredible. We launched the Earth satellite. Let's get the moon landing underway. We have the Royal Department, so we can start to feed builders in. And the cool thing is, people probably didn't know this, but you can also feed military engineers into this. So these military engineers actually do have a purpose in the late game. You would like to get a food market. I'll go ahead and gold purchase that food market. And we're also going to get the hydroelectric dam because we're trying to bring our coal consumption down somewhat. Food market over here, perfect. That's going to help the city grow. Working otherwise relatively okay tiles. Get your industrial zone, perfecto. Harvest here. We want more haciendas. Loving the Hacienda gameplay. And we finally killed the tank that was threatening Johannesburg. So we've defended Johannesburg. And like, Johannesburg wasn't that important, like, realistically. But they're my city-state, so I want to defend them. I don't want someone killing a city-state underneath my nose, you know? China would like to renew our friendship. I definitely want to maintain a scientific relationship with China. A scientific alliance. That's quite important. I could also buy some of their aluminium, plastics, food to fishing boats. Okay, let's make a deal. I will say to you, China, that I would like to be research allies. There you go. And now our alliance is at level 2, slowly growing to level 3. At level 2, we get Eurekas. Level 3 probably won't happen, but level 2 is fine. We get a lot of science for trading with them. I also would... China, how do you feel if I were to buy like 100 aluminum off you? 80 gold per turn. Yeah, I'll take that 100 aluminium. I do love some aluminum. Right, we are suzerain of the 2 scientific city-states. We're suzerain of these guys. We're holding suzerainty of a few different places. That's fine. I'm going to hold my envoys to maintain suzerainties. You are going to start making your way home now. I want you to come back to the city of Guayaquil because your job is to defend the spaceport now. More Hacienda gaming. Look at that. Hacienda it, dude. We're going to Hacienda it. It's like send it, but Hacienda it? No? Just me? Okay. So, cool thing, you can actually feed military engineers into spaceport projects too. Not quite as effective as feeding builders, but, you know, relatively effective. So apparently you can deploy your aircraft in allied territory. That is kind of interesting. I've never come across that before. But it is a thing that can be done. Yes, perfect. Get that uranium. And then I want you to go get this oil. So we are in the running here to theoretically pop down nuclear fusion. I think we need to get the nanotechnology ASAP. But yeah, I think as it currently stands, this should be a fairly straightforward victory here. So what I'm going to do is just describe to you what I'm going to do, which is rush for Mars colony, then dig for the exoplanet expedition in the late game hidden area, build a nuclear power plant or 2 to make up for my coal consumption, and then just power for the late game. A lot of what we're going to be doing here is going to be very rote and managed. We're going to be setting cities to work science. And then we're going to be telling, you know, a couple of cities to build spaceports. Cities that aren't building spaceports are going to be doing campus research grants. So you'll be getting less updates from me here from here on out. We've unlocked globalization. That's an important card. It's going to give us a 5% science boost per city-state we're suzerain of. Far better than Visselbank, and it's far better than Raj as well, because that's worth 398 science per turn, by the way. Bringing us up to a healthy 1,256 science, and that can go even higher if we get more suzerainties. We finished an oil power plant over here on the eastern side of my empire, which means that we're using up less coal, so we're not under threat of running out. The nice thing about coal power plants is too, they actually provide AoE production, so you know my production over here just went up a little bit. Looks like we managed to win the World's Fair, getting gold rewards, the diplomatic victory points, and a whole bunch of extra things that we don't really particularly care about. The most important thing here is that we managed to pick up nanotechnology. So we do have the final space race project ready, with the exception of the exoplanets. So now I want to go ahead and grab myself nuclear power plants and head towards this unknown part of the tech tree. Here's a nice little update here. I could pick up Lahore for 3 envoys, netting us up to nearly 1,400 science per turn. Moon landing has launched, giving us 10 times our science as culture, which is insane. We also managed to finish nuclear fission and their social media, so we can go ahead and finally plug out Visselbanken and slap in collective activism. Now look at that culture and science. That's a powerful empire right there. I think it could be time to move towards synthetic technocracy. My one worry about this is I would lose the New Deal card, but I have so many excess amenities it might be okay. Let's go ahead and get to work on the Mars colony, and I'm constantly feeding builders into this right here to get them to finish this faster. Optimization imperative, we can switch our government. Now, we're going to lose a gold discounts as well as access to a unique card, but I think this might be worth it. A couple of our cities are no longer perfectly happy, but we have so many more cards to plug in here, like Democratic Legacy is fine to plug in. We can now safely also plug in the card for extra builder charges, because the amount of extra production that a builder provides to a spaceport when you use it on it is actually dependent on the number of charges it has. That's why English military engineers with their +4 charges is actually really, really strong for feeding into those, because they never get more expensive. I think e-commerce is a good one to pick up too. Otherwise, I'm not seeing another great card. Colonial taxes is fine, I guess. It's like a little bit of production, a little bit of gold, all that great stuff. Stephanie Kwolek is available. I'm going to go ahead and faith purchase her because she's pretty important. And if I could grab Carl Sagan as well, that would be huge. So the power of Stephanie Kwolek is because she gives 100% boost to spaceport projects, which just makes your late game so much easier if you manage to snag her. So Stephanie Kwolek, I can feed a builder in, step her over, boost, and now we're down to 5 turns on the Mars colony, which is fantastic. Oh, I forgot to plug in the collective activism card. I'll lose colonial taxes in exchange for that for sure. Whoops. Oh, my culture died for a second there. I was really, really confused. Cities with a spaceport gain 3 aluminum per turn, and 3 power. I definitely want that one. It would give me a significant amount of aluminum to use for the late game projects, which you definitely need. Let's grab Robert Goddard, another 20% boost towards space race projects. Spend a little bit of faith on him. Inheriting the Russian Empire with a really, really strong faith economy was actually a really, really key move here in making my late game so easy. This has been such a relaxing and easy late game because I took their empire. So with the Exodus Imperative, let's plug in the aerospace industry on top of e-commerce, I think, for now. And there it is. There's the Exoplanet Expedition. That's what we've been searching for this whole time. This is the final space race project. We have it unlocked now. And then once we have this, we just need to find the final space race project. Mars Colony has been launched. Houston, we have launch. Let's swing down here. And we actually have 2 turns to screw around until we can build this other one. So while I did start out on the back foot when it came to science victories, I am the one setting the pace, because I'm about to get smart materials and just completely take off. Let's begin launching the Exoplanet Expedition. And now how this works is, once you complete it, the countdown to extinction begins. That is how you know the game is going to end, is when this is launched. A 50-turn counter will begin counting up, and when it hits 50, I will win the game. However, inside the super late game tech tree here, there is a technology that exists that will allow me to speed up how fast that counts. So you could actually bring it down to somewhere in the region of 7 to 10 turns if you have your empire set up correctly. And I do, because I have spaceports in 5 cities, and I'm constantly churning out builders to speed up those spaceports. And I'm also going to have Carl Sagan. I wish I had Carl Sagan right now. I love the discrepancy here, 20 great people points per turn, 30, 27. Then there's me, 225 per turn. Oh, man. I'm getting double great merchants here this turn as well. Oh, baby, a triple great merchant. I don't even care if the third one wasn't very good for me. I'm going to take him anyway, just because you got to. Mary Catherine Goddard is actually one of the most powerful great merchants in the entire game, because +1 diplomatic visibility is essentially +3 combat strength across your entire empire. So that's something you should keep in mind when you see her. We also just got our first nuclear power plant. 1 uranium is powering this entire block of my empire. Now, to be fair, a lot of these cities are also generating some of their own local power. So, my demand for power has significantly reduced, so I'm probably pumping out a lot less CO2 these days. Heartbeat of Steam. We're in a new era. We get to pick what we're going to do. None of these really matter to me. I'll take Heartbeat of Steam, I guess. Also, I'm pretty sure Taj Mahal got stolen from us because we waited too long to do it. We're 1 turn away from the Exoplanet Expedition, so that means the countdown to extinction has begun. We will be winning soon. I have Stamford Raffles, so I could just eat Johannesburg and make Japan eat dirt. But I don't think that's a good use of him. I'm just going to put him to sleep somewhere. Yes, not using him is better than using him, in my opinion. Perfect. Exoplanet Expedition has launched, which activates a new part of the Science Victory UI. If I go ahead and pop in over here, you can see Exoplanet Expedition has traveled 0 out of 50 light years. I just needed to go to 50. Oh, some Japanese modern armor are attacking Johannesburg. Now, I wonder, can I force a peace between me and Japan? Let me see. Make peace. Does that get him away from... So he's no longer at war with Johannesburg? Yes, perfect. Okay, so that worked perfectly. We managed to defend our city-state. I've got 10,000 gold in the bank and no real use for it. I guess I could start buying builders from Barinas every single turn, which I guess is a reasonable use of my insane gold income. We'll get Carl Sagan in 2 turns, which is kind of exciting. Looking forward to that. Off-world mission has now been unlocked. We're 2 turns away from speeding up the exoplanet expedition, which is currently traveled 3 light years. And we're still maintaining 17 of my cities at ecstatic. By the way, if you're looking for these things, there should be the UI mod list that I use for Steam, linked in the description of these videos. So if you want to have your UI look like mine, it shouldn't be too difficult for you. Let's yoink Carl Sagan, whatever. Okay, so all great scientists have gone now, which means I can change around my government slightly. I'll grab H.G. Wells, and then I'll also grab Edmonia Lewis, a couple of great people. Not that these are going to be very, very low impact great people. Like, they're not going to change the game at all, to be honest with you. Okay, we have a huge amount of envoys in the bank. Let's see if we can grab a few more suzerainties. An easy one here. We can grab Taruga. Venice would be a little bit more difficult to yoink. We could take Singapore pretty handily, and then that's all of them. So now we're up to a healthy 2,000 science per turn. There we go, Old World mission, or Off-World mission rather. Old World is a different 4X game, which, you know, should keep an eye out for because it's a great game. We're going to go ahead and start launching Lagrange Laser Station. So if we pop in here, boom, Lagrange Laser Station. Carl Sagan, please do the honors, get the first one launched. Thank you. And now if I hover over this little bit of the UI, we're traveling 2 light years per turn. And we can go faster. We can go faster. We launch more and more Lagrange laser stations from all of these cities that I have queued up and ready to do it. We will hit a breakneck speed. We'll be going multiple light years fast. How does that make sense? I don't know. I don't understand it, okay? For some reason, we can go faster than light. Do not question it. Do not ask too much. It's a video game, okay? You ask too many questions, all right? That's how you get your knees broken, okay? Do you want your legs broken? Stop asking questions of the Firaxis devs, okay? They know where you live, probably. They probably won't use that information. No, they probably will. You never know. Usually, probably to market to you, rather than actually hurt you. But listen, this sentence has gone off the rail. The important thing about future tech is every time I research future tech, I'll get 5% towards my city projects, which is a production boost. I know I already have a massive production boost from all the great people I earned, so it's not going to be, like, game-breaking. But what I can do is you generally want to do the Lagrange laser stations for the aluminum because it's just better. Because what happens is sometimes if you trigger one of these things to finish, like on this turn, the power overlap will actually cause your thing to pause. There's like a bug or something with it. I don't know how to describe it. Essentially, try to do the Lagrange laser stations if you can, and then don't finish the other ones unless it's like on a turn rollover. You don't want to finish them on the same turn that you're doing them. It's hard to explain exactly what I'm talking about there. Just kind of trust me on it. If you played the game to the level that I do, you'll know what I'm talking about. Let's buy all of the aluminium in the world. Thank you very much. We're back up to 200, so we're at a healthy number. And we want to continue doing the future tech project, just because, boom, it'll take 2 turns and it gives me a 5% boost towards these Lagrange projects. I'm pretty sure the Lagrange point is like an orbital point. It's like a place where like your orbit is stable. I wonder, actually, is that new space telescope, is that one at an L point? It might actually be. I don't remember. But yeah, now we're traveling a healthy, well, I got to get through these animations here, a healthy 4 light years per turn, and we've traveled 7. So I'll give you updates every turn rollover, just so you can kind of see how fast we're going. And we're going fast, let me tell you. Yeah, the terrestrial laser stations aren't quite as good. Because what can happen is your city's power demand will change mid-turn, causing this building to not work, which pauses the exoplanet expedition. It's kind of a confusing thing. I don't know how to describe it. I don't know how to explain it. But there's like a weird bug that I've noticed that happens sometimes. Maybe it was fixed. Who knows? But I definitely have noticed that there is a bug. Japan's actually not doing too bad on the tourism front. They're pretty close. Oh man, 3 Lagrange lasers just launched that turn. They're up to 82 out of 700, but my culture has just like exploded to like an insane degree. They were doing okay until I launched the moon landing. Now, the nice thing about Future Civic is it gives you actually diplomatic favor as well as governor points and a boost to your score. We have traveled 16 light years and we're traveling 8 per turn. So we're talking 3 or 4 turns until this is finished. Let's max out Pingala for the era score for maxing out a governor. You get era score for maxing out the number of governors you have and then for maxing out a single governor, which is kind of neat in my opinion. Honestly, to be at the point where we're 2-turning a project that costs like hundreds of production, I think, let me check these Lagrange laser stations. The Lagrange ones cost 600 production, and we're doing them every 2 turns in cities with 100 production. That just goes to show you how many modifiers and bonuses we have towards the production of these things. We're currently traveling 11 light years per turn, and we have traveled 24, so we will be done here very, very quickly. Another Lagrange, and I think that should be all she wrote. No, I need 2 more turns, so I could just hit Shift Enter. Once you get to this point in the game, you just press Shift and Enter. I can't really speed it up anymore. There was optimization moves I could make before, but now it's just about finishing the game, getting those turns to end. And that's all she wrote, I'm pretty sure. Oh man, like we ended up going 15 light years per turn, and we have 3 left on the tank. We just hit Shift Enter, and boom, there we are, boys and girls. Welcome to the victory screen. Any second now. Any second now. There we go. Victory is ours.
Much as our ancestors did ages ago, we thrust forward into the unknown. The first pioneers set forth on an uneasy course. And yet once again did our people thrive. Now, under your leadership, we plot a new course and make another world our own.
Another world has become our own. Morris, make sure you include that movie in the edit. We didn't do amazing on score, but score isn't how we measure success. How we measure success in here is by taking a look at the total of religions founded graph. We founded no religion in this game, which means I think we're the real winner. We are, in fact, the real winner. Look at this culture per turn, dude. Like, we started off, we actually had a pretty good culture most of the game, but we really popped off in the late game. It just, once you get to the late game, you can do so much with your empire to really, really pop off. Now, where I am super proud, I think, is my gold income. My gold income, this game was crazy compared to the AI. I just always had tons of gold, and I was using it constantly to improve my empire. Even buildings constructed, I was ahead. I don't feel like I settled that many cities. But I'm wondering now, it just so happened that I got a game where I had lots of ruin. Yeah, I feel like I settled like an average number of cities. Now, the big advantage I had is that I managed to capture an entire empire for free. And like you could see here, this is around between turn 130 and 195. If I go back to the buildings constructed area, you can see this is where I capture all those cities, and my ramp goes up, and it should be the same for my science. I capture a bunch of cities here, and then not too long after, the ramp goes. You could probably tell that, like, you could tell exactly when I capture the Russian Empire based on my faith going whoop. Oh man, Jesus, Peter has an insane, no wonder Peter was in so much trouble. He was fighting barbs the entire game. Look at this guy. He was literally in combat from the start of the game. Hold on, number of combats. Peter was fighting forever, and this is what you gotta do. You gotta find an opportunistic moment. Peter was my neighbor. He was constantly under assault from barbarians. I swooped in and ate him. And he was delicious. Districts, I wonder if districts constructed. Yeah, look at that. This is the kind of thing that you're going to be looking at most of the game. Is you're going to be super behind on districts until the mid game, and then you catch up, but you still have a lot to overcome, and then you overcome. But yeah, that's going to be it for this series. I love you all very much. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.